Hello everyone. Today I would like to tell you about such a cult car as the BMW M3. Today I will tell you how this car was invented, how a new engine was created from a V8, and about the case when a racing car dictated the conditions for creating a production car. The history of the creation of the first BMW M3 is not a story about how they took an ordinary sedan and put a bigger engine in it. This is a story about a racing car that had to be made civilian in order to participate in the championship. Its birth was due to purely sporting ambitions. In the mid-1980s, the world of motorsport was ruled by FIA Group A rules. To allow a car to compete, the manufacturer was obliged to release its road version in a circulation of at least 5,000 copies within 12 months. This was called homologation. BMW had an ambitious goal to dominate the most prestigious touring car championship of that time, the European Touring Car Championship, ETCC. To do this, a new, highly effective tool was needed. The problem was that the then motorsport flagship, the BMW M5 E28, was too big and heavy to compete with compact and sharp rivals, the main one of which was the Mercedes-Benz 190e. A special car was needed, and the engineers from the BMW Motorsport GmbH division looked at the compact, light and popular 3-door 3 Series E30. The body of the BMW M3 E30 is a brilliant example of how engineering dictates design. Each of its protruding parts, each curve was not a sports stylization, but the result of calculations and tests in a wind tunnel. This car clearly demonstrates the principle of form follows function. Its aggressive, angular, and still relevant appearance is a direct consequence of the harsh requirements of motorsport. It was created not for beauty, but for victory. And it is this pure functionality that made it a timeless design icon. The main challenge for BMW Motorsport engineers was the FIA rules. In order for their racing car to be allowed to compete, they had to sell 5,000 road versions. Therefore, the entire body and aerodynamics of the M3 were designed first for racing, and only then adapted for the street. Speaking of the engine, it becomes clear that the BMW S14 engine is the heart of the first M3 and one of the most iconic and engineeringly advanced engines of its era. Its history of creation is no less interesting than that of the car itself. The task of the engineers was to create a high-revving, powerful engine for a lightweight and aerodynamic coupe. But at the same time, they had some limitations. It was impossible to install an inline-six from the M5, M88. It was too long and heavy, which violated the weight distribution and concept of the car. The solution was ingenious and asymmetrical. Take the reliable but already aging 4-cylinder block from the 2002 turbo and 310i models M10 engine and combine it with technology from the M1 supercar and the M88 engine. In fact, the S14 is a half of the M1 M88 engine. The engineers literally took its cylinder head, cut its concept in half, and adapted it for a 4-cylinder block. The main feature of this engine is, of course, that the engine was absolutely top. All its power and torque were concentrated in the upper rev range. It was sluggish at low and mid revs, but after 4,000 RPM, a real transformation occurred. The engine came alive. Its sound changed from a bassy growl to a piercing howl, and it shot towards the red line with incredible energy for its time. And BMW created an incredible new sound for their car. The S14 made an absolutely unique, unlike anything else, a metallic, aggressive, mechanical howl at high revs, which became its calling card. The BMW S14 engine is considered one of the greatest engines in the history of the automobile. It embodied racing technology brought to series perfection. Its design is a lesson in engineering ingenuity. creating something fundamentally new by cleverly combining and refining existing elements. Its revving, character, and response became the benchmark by which all subsequent generations of the M3 were measured, and which still amazes car enthusiasts and engineers. Final analysis: why was it a breakthrough? BMW, the first to erase the boundaries between the racetrack and the street. There were powerful sedans before it, but none were so totally and uncompromisingly focused on one goal: winning races. Every detail in the production car was justified by the requirements of the track. The first to prove its right to exist not in showrooms, but on the podium. Its fame was earned not by advertising, but by real, numerous victories over the strongest rivals. It was legitimacy bought with blood and sweat on the racetrack. In conclusion, BMW did not just make another quick modification. They created a new segment at the junction of a practical sedan and a racing car. The M3 E30M became the benchmark that all automakers still measure themselves against, and a legend whose value and respect for it only grows with age. It was a pure, uncompromising breakthrough in engineering, design, and motorsport. Like and subscribe if you found it interesting. See you there.